The sons of Hercules, the mighty sons of Hercules, once thundered through the years. These men of steel could never feel. All right, my fellow agents, welcome back. It is I, X7, your master of martial arts, and of course, grappling is a martial art, as we'll see in this movie. We are going to be reviewing Hercules, Samson, and Ulysses, the most peplum of all peplums ever, I think. It's a fun movie. It's way fun. That's all I can tell you. Is it the greatest one? Probably not. But oh my gosh, if you want to see beefcake, this is a movie. Uh, but before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. We are going to be doing probably at least one more peplum here just because I needed a little break from all the martial arts kung fu stuff. But we'll be back to it next week or in the week after, at some point in time. But let me know what you think about peplums. Let me know what you think about this movie in general, in particular, and the whole muscle man 60s craze in general. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and if you could watch just a little longer than usual, this shouldn't take too long. I say that, and then I get off on a tangent, and it goes 25 minutes. But just watch it a little longer than usual, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, are you ready? Let's get ready to be properly pumped. We're not here to just watch regular movies. We're here to watch Hercules, Samson, and Ulysses. Now let's go. We start right off with this gigantic screen. Now, I saw this for the first time on TNT when they did one of their, back when they were cool. Yes, I'll admit it. In the 90s, they did a whole Peplum week or an evening, this, and a lot of the Sons of Hercules. But this was one that I realized was actually shown in theaters here in the States, I would assume, because it's quite good. This is from the Warner Archives DVD. I'm looking at it right here in my hot little hand, and it is in scope, or at least whatever they used for it. It runs a whopping 85 minutes. Apparently, the Italy, when it was released December 20th, 1963, ran 93 minutes, but it is a brisk 85 minutes. It was released May 13th, 1965. I'm probably sure it was quite redubbed here, but when it was released here. But I don't know. I mean, it's the dubbing's easy. It's good. It is considered a sequel to the 1959 Hercules Unchained from the Steve Reeves, the first two, Hercules and Hercules Unchained, which were right in a row. This one plays a little fast and loose with it, but those are our three heroes, though, are right there. Cook Morris, Richard Lloyd, and Liana Orfe as Ulysses, who is very young in this. I don't even know why they included him, but he was never considered a muscle man. So here we are in Greece, coast in King Laertes, and these two are arguing about whose goat this is, and he didn't tell him to split it. But that's King Laertes right there. He gets bored and looks out the window. He's just like, and watches his son, that's Ulysses, shooting arrows at the discus that Hercules is throwing. Then a contingent shows up, and they have a problem with the sea monster. Now, the sea monster is a ridiculous MacGuffin, as we'll see, but it works. So there's Hercules, as portrayed by Kirk Morris, and Laertes is he even listed in here? No, not really. But they're all quite good. I mean, this is a kind of a lavish little movie, or big movie. It doesn't have it does. So, but this is right there. That young lady is, I think, Laria. That is Ulysses' girlfriend, and that's Hercules' son, the little dope. There's one point here. Well, at one point when they go, when he talks to him and says, "Let's go. We got to go kill a sea monster." While he's doing that, the little kid is punching Hercules in the thigh, and he reaches back and just bowls him over, and he gets right back up and does it again. So here they are. They're setting off. That is a ship made by Argo, the same gentleman from Jason the Argonauts. Laertes gives his son some homing pigeons. That's Iole. That's Hercules' wife, who is not happy about this whole thing, that she's leaving. But he pulls up the old rock, the boulder that they use as an anchor, and off they go, run right into a storm. And there they see the sea monster, which is either an elephant seal or a sea lion. It's boring. It's just, why even bother? Just let him get blown off course. But he's got the gigantic harpoon, gets it. They have to cut it, so they're loose. Junior there, Hercules Junior, Hylas, or something like that. I don't think he's got a name. He has a name, but I don't remember it. Meh. He's just digging around the sand while all the women are sad. That's like a little kid. That's perfectly. I mean, he's a great little kid. So let me call Argo. It looks like he's holding a cell phone, but so they can get a boat to go after him. They're the girlfriend and the wife. They're lamenting it, and then these are our survivors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 Greeks, and they're on this little thing, and they finally see land because they want to eat the passenger pigeons. Which they're just going to eat them raw? Gross. But there they see this new land. Herc says, well, they have some water. They catch a boar of some, or no, that's probably a bull of some kind. Herc kills it by pummeling it in the head. Pummela, 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 pummela. Because he's properly pumped, don't you know? Listen to him now and believe him later, but he'll punch the cow and you can eat it tomorrow. So they don't know what kind of, they say they don't know what kind of animal it is. Weird. But off they go. And they run into a village here, and Herc's like, I think we're in Judea. So the village elder comes out. He's like, what do you guys want? And they think they're Philistine spies. And he's like, we just want to go home. We're Greeks. We're way lost. They both speak Italian or English, depending on what you're watching. And they were like, how would Greeks know Hebrew? And how would Hebrews know Greek? That wouldn't happen for another, several hundred years, at least. But be that as it may, they're all having fun. Herc sees this little girl. Is like, oh, my son's about your age. Dun, dun, dun. That's the kiss of death now, isn't it? So we go on here. There's our first look at Samson. Now, Samson is played by Ilush Koshabi, who was an Iranian bodybuilder, and which is interesting. Born to Assyrian parents in I can't even say that. It was in Iran. His last name means Sunday. So he did several movies. I've seen The Invincible Brothers Machiste, Vulcan Son of Jupiter. So 2 of them that this says selected filmography. I like The Invincible Brothers Machiste because he's Machiste the older. And this is beefcake, I'm telling you. He played Vulcan. That was Son of Jove. I remember seeing it. I don't remember much about it. But there they go. They're having fun, talking to everybody. And Ulysses sends another homing pigeon out to his dad to tell him where he is. And there they go. They're back in Greece. And now we're back in Judea. They're headed to Gaza. So I didn't make it mean for this to be topical. It's just what it was. Like I said, 1963, they didn't know what was going on. I'm sure it was filmed all of it in Italy there. So this is can be considered a crossover movie. A lion shows up, and a much skinnier stunt double lion trainer shows up to battle this lion. Herc kills it. Everyone cheers. These 2 Philistines say nobody else could do that but Samson. So off they go. And the one guy goes back to talk to the Sarin, who is the leader of the Philistines, played by Aldo Guifre. And there he is, sour-looking puss. He goes and kills all the the people here because the Philistines are running over. As we've seen, there's no mention of David in here. Go figure. But the Philistines are just repulsive for the most part. Look at that. I mean, they're just nailing her. Ugh. So, nice set. They have really nice sets here. So again, this was not an inexpensive production. There he is back ruling. And that is Delilah there with her auburn hair. And this guy, he's dancing. He's pulling off her veils with his whip. Whoop-pa! And so these are the only two songs I could think of. But, Let It Whip by, I think, the Daz Band. They tell him that this guy shows up. He's like, I need to talk to you. No, Samson's on his way. And Delilah's there. And, of course, Devo would get mentioned because the guy can whip it good. And she's annoyed that he's not paying attention to her. This Delilah is a little vain, but Delilah is played by Liana Orfeh, who we have seen in Hercules. Well, we have not seen her in Hercules in the Veil of Woe because I cannot find a good... The copy of that is... I really enjoy the movie. She was in The Mill of Stone Women in 1960, which I have never been able to get through. I've tried like 3 times and have not been able to. Let me know if you like it, if I should give it another shot. There probably is a better better video of it out now, or version of it. So once again, they're just, look at, that's the W from It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Mad World, there's 4 mads. $20,000 or $2 million? Now I've forgotten. It's buried under that if you're in, Southern California. We'll have to review that, but, a 3-hour movie, I just want to watch it. Let's just say that. So they're dragging along this poor Hebrew woman, and he's about to bash her skull in when he gets a spear through. Oh my gosh, that arm is toast. He's never going to be able to pick up a mace again. And there he is, Samson. And he brings the Samson power, but he doesn't have Goliath anywhere near him. So, and it was David and Goliath. Samson has nothing to do with that. He actually predates David and Goliath. Sorry about that. But he's just, look at all these like steel spears he hucks at him, and he wipes out all of them. And they're all happy. They tell him what's going on. This guy's trying to get away. Samson stabs him in the back, but he doesn't kill him, and he doesn't go, if you don't make sure he's dead. See all the people behind him that are dead with spears in them. He gets on his horse and rides away, right past that vaunted W. And he goes and tells his boss, or he brings him in. He's like, I would never forget that face. I know exactly who he is. And there's our 6 Greeks and the 1 Philistine. And there he's like, is that him? That's him. So they bring him in, they bar the doors, and he's like, we're going to kill you. And he's like, we're Greeks. Like, we'll bring in the prisoner. He does, but before he can say that's not Samson, he croaks. Just like right there. Now, tell me that doesn't remind you of Aquaman from The Brave and the Bold. Outrageous! Because they pretty much, instead of making him Prince Namor, they turned him into Marvel's Hercules, which I greatly appreciated. And made him his own character, really. It was way more fun. And they shoot some of the Greeks in the leg so they can't escape, and say, go find the real Samson and we'll let you go. Off he goes, leaving little bitty scrawny Ulysses there in his peplum. And good. Look at the sets that they're in here. Now Delilah is a schemer. Even in biblically, she was a schemer. And she goes and tries to seduce old Hercules by swimming in the nude. And I don't know, Hercules is stronger than I am. And I'd say this last time when I reviewed the last time, one of my friends said, and I said, are all people in Italy gorgeous? And he showed a couple of them that were not. But how about all people in Italian movies are gorgeous for the most part, even the villains. But he is immune to her wiles because he's happily married, and Iole would remove parts of him if he didn't. Then she even does that, and he's like, all right, see ya. Or, well, actually, we'll have the plan to get Samson to come out, and if he thinks you're a Hebrew woman, and off they go, and here it comes. This is an hour into the movie where the two meet and have this phenomenal fight. When I say it's the most peplum of peplums, Stephen Flacassier in his book said the same thing, and I have to agree with him. This is probably the best fight scene between two muscle men you're going to see. I mean, they use that he blocks it. Herc blocks that. He challenges him to fight him with man to man, and down they come. And she didn't run away. She could have gone. I mean, but she's watching these two beefcakes battle, and they throw around stones and just destroy the whole place around them. Now these are just ruins, but I mean, yeah. And they even do a belly bump. Huzzah! Team baby, go! I mean, and they fight with the spears, dodge, spin, parry, thrust. No, they weren't doing that, but when I learned to work, when I learned the staff in Kung Fu, I couldn't help but think that every time I spun it around. They punch each other. And the filmmakers know that you have to keep both men strong. So they eventually decide, you know what? We better team up because we're going to kill each other if we don't. So they decide to team up and help free his people. Hercules is very reasonable in this. And so is Samson. I mean, this is just, they do have the fight, and I'm glad they did because it just is. I mean, they use the right amount of heft, and it's really well done. It's probably my favorite fight scene in all of Pepla, and this is just one of my favorite movies. That's why I bought the DVD. It's probably as good as it's going to look, and it looks great, I think. Then Delilah tries to get away, and they rope her and pull her back. They're enjoying it just a little too much. So they come across the town that the Sarin has burned and killed, and they're like, and first Samson says, here, take her. Just make sure she doesn't come to any harm. And she's like, oh, and you'll notice the little girl here is dead. So now Hercules has a personal stake in it. And she's like, Samson, don't leave me here. They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me because I'm a Philistine woman. And he has mercy on her and unties her. And look at this guy. He's like, really? You're kidding me, right? So off they go. And there's a really great shot that I didn't get where he looks at Herc, and Herc's like just shrugs his shoulders. Well, do whatever you want, dude. I don't live here. So the Argo 2 is on its way. And there's Argo. It looks a little different than from Jason the Argonauts, which I do consider a peplum. It does have Hercules, and they are running around in skirts. So, which is what a peplum is, right? And they get back, and she just turns on Samson right away. I don't. It's the red hair. That's why he trusts her. So there they are. The two bros are watching, and they've released the Greeks back onto their. Apparently, they can walk now. Back onto a new ship, and so of course this is the old. I'm going to pretend to tie you up. It's all right, Chewie. I think I know what he's doing. Han's going to put these handcuffs on you. Herc is, and off they go. But Ulysses, while he's on the boat, thinks he needs to look around, so he goes below deck, and he finds dun 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 Philistines. So, and if you know what this is from, Philistines are aboard and Purple Monkey Dishwasher, let me know in the comments. So they're like, okay, let's go. And Ulysses comes out. There's Philistines on the boat. Don't trust them. And then they show up. Attack, attack. Now I really like her headgear. According to Wikipedia, the headgear for the troops and everything was from a former movie about Nazis, but she looks way more like a Romulan here. Well, we like female Romulans too. The boys just start raining down boulders on top of these guys, and they're like, we ain't going there. The Greeks, the Philistines show up, but the Greeks are prepared because Ulysses, and they throw him overboard. They defeat him or kill him probably. And they're just laughing. They're having a great time. But there's a bunch of them, and while they're like, we're not going after him. So old Sarin has his archers shoot his own men to get them motivated to go attack. And see, you can tell by her ears she's not quite a Romulan, but yeah, she's a good-looking woman. He's not good-looking in any way. But uh-oh, what happens here? Our muscle men are lifting up the fort, or whatever that is, the parapets, and they drop it on all of. They're shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that strong men can lift, preternaturally strong men can do that. I'm sorry. One of the arrows catches the boat on fire. The Greeks jump overboard. How will they get away? And they're milling about. So, attack! But unfortunately, the Greeks are here, and they've got their own gigantic. They're not; those are arrows, and they start mowing down the Philistines, and of course they turn tail. Run away! Run away! Run away! Brave Circeran ran away. But he shoots Ulysses in the shoulder there. Fortunately, that's a good-sized arrow, but and guess who spears him? Samson gets his revenge, and he just stabs him right through the heart. They're like, I'm all right. I'll be okay. And then they say their goodbyes. So that is really the end of the movie there. And I really like it. At 85 minutes, it moves. The dubbing's good. The actors look natural enough. There he waves, and they're off. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. And there they go toward the end of the show. So, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And that is the end. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer released it. They did a great job. I love the presentation. The DVD is great. I highly recommend it. It was only about $8. And tomorrow we are going to review the fourth movie with Doug McClure. And so this will be a lot of fun. It's quite enjoyable. So until our next assignment, my fellow agents, I am X7. I will be signing off and phasing out. Be seeing you.
Back in the dawn of time, a strange traveler came from outer space and plunged beneath the sea. Through the centuries, countless ships have disappeared without trace in the Bermuda Triangle. Yet there are men who still dare to probe the mysteries of these dangerous waters. The discovery of a fantastic hidden metropolis under the ocean leads to spectacular action and thrilling adventure in Warlords of Atlantis.
Where are you taking us?
To safety.
Starring Doug McClure, Peter Gilmore, with guest stars Sid Charisse and Daniel Massey.
We'll not find it on any map, but you know its name.
Atlantis. They defy an underwater world of tyranny and terror.
From our dying planet, we journeyed across space. We brought our cities, our power and ambition. We are a master race.
Can you help us get out of here?
We're damned, mister. There's no escape.
Let your mind join with us in the greatness of our quest. Serving the power of Atlantis. The power of Atlantis. Atlantis.
Doug McClure and Peter Gilmore join forces to survive a living hell below, monster terror above.